And good evening, and welcome to the happenings at the center. As you may know, on a monthly basis, I sit with the co-host, Roberta Lynch, and we discuss happenings at the center. We try to cover as much as we possibly can in just a half hour's time, but there's so much to talk about. And so, once again, without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to the co-host, Roberta Lynch. Roberta?
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Fine.
Good. Well, it's good to be here and good to talk to everybody about what we're doing this summer at the center. We have a lot going on. You know, the summertime is really, it's more social, although all our regular services that we provide kind of are maintained and they're ongoing, but we emphasize on enjoying the good weather, getting outside, playing bocce, having our summer cookouts, and it's just a lot of fun. People really enjoy the summers at the center.
You know, one thing, and I've heard comments about your cookouts. They're looking forward to them.
They're fun. We're actually just planning the menu today for Wednesday's cookout on and so we know what we're having and hope that we have a good turnout again. And again, you know, it's getting towards July and a lot of people go on vacation, so we'll see how many people we get. Last week we had 104 at the center for our cookout. It's a good turnout.
You know that as far as that cookout is concerned, people look forward to it. They look forward to going out, and then you have music and
Yeah.
And so those things are part of their little holiday.
Right. It's a great time, and you know, it's interesting. You hear the conversations that go on, and people are talking about what they're doing or what problems they're having, and people support one another, even though they're, you know, out there at, say, a party atmosphere. But they're interacting with one another and learning from each other, and it's a great time all around.
You know, in your cookouts, and even when you do triad, it's very fine speakers.
Yes.
And they learn a lot that way.
Yes. We're actually on July 9th, we're having our informational cookout. And that is, instead of all the bocce and the movie and the bingo, we have speakers lined up from 2:30 to 3:15, and then 3:30 to 4:15 or whatever the schedule. So we have 6 different speakers coming in, talk on health, medical technology. Chief Meany's going to come in and speak about community safety in the new public safety building. We have someone coming in on nutrition. We have an attorney coming in on Elder Law 101, so there are a lot of great topics. And if anyone's interested in those topics, you just need to come in, and the clipboards will be out soon to sign up for the speaker you want to hear. Yeah, last year when we did this for the first time, it was very successful. We changed our topics this year, you know, added a little more variety, and so hopefully we'll have a good turnout for that.
You know, I have had comments about one particular was a gentleman from AAA that came about driving. And that was extremely interesting.
Yes.
People had said that perhaps they could have that again, because you get to a certain age, you know, as to whether or not you're going to drive, but it's still hazardous. So.
Right, I believe that was at one of our breakfasts, our triad meeting that we had, and Joe Canavan brought that gentleman along. I forget his name, but he really did give a great talk on driving and driving safety. And I think that actually the studio taped that, and it was on TV
that's
several
the reason.
times.
And people have seen it and told me and asked me about it. And I turn it over to Call Aditi if anything may come up. Let's move on. What do you got?
Yeah, so some exciting news for the center, and one of the programs that's been running for a couple of years. Our adult respite care program just received funding for a 3rd year from Metro West Health Foundation.
Right.
So we received a check, we'll be receiving a check for over $20,000 to support one of the staff positions for a 3rd year. And the club, as we call it, is a respite program. It's really, the purpose is for caregivers so that they can get a break from their daily routine of caring for a loved one. And the programs, as you know, is open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 3. And we do have a couple of spots available if anyone in the community is interested in the program. But we're just so appreciative of Metro West Health Foundation because they supported this program when it was just an idea. And I wrote the first grant back in 2011. We were funded in 2012. And it's been so successful, and we're meeting the needs of so many caregivers. And the care recipient, the person participating in the club, is having a much better quality of life, as we see from our surveys we ask for people to do.
You know, Roberta, that's so important. You got 2 openings available.
A couple of openings.
And I have told people, even right here at the anchor desk with you, it gives 2 people a break. The caregiver themselves out to shop or whatever they may be doing, and they can relax. And the individual comes in and sits down, and the old adage about getting to know you, there is a group. I've sat there and watched it, and they have conversation, little games, and it's relaxing in 2 categories. One for the giver and one for the recipient. And as I had said many times, if you feel that stress and they think, my God, what am I going to do? Give Roberta a call, 508-359-3665, and you'd be surprised. It's available to you, and who you are caring for is very available to them.
Absolutely. And again, I just want to say thank you to the Metro West Health Foundation, because over the past 3 years, we have been awarded over $80,000 in grant money to support this program. So for their support and funding, it's greatly appreciated. So onward.
Onward.
So during the summer, we try to plan a few trips that are day trips, nice day trips that people can go off and enjoy. And we have one coming up this Thursday, actually, to Block Island, which
that'd be a nice trip.
Amazing how many people signed up for Block Island. I think we have 64 people going from Medfield. And that's a big trip. We're taking 2 buses between Millis and Medfield. And it should be a great day. And I think the weather's going to be good too, which is always a plus.
Fundamentals, yeah, we're going to have a nice week.
I think so. The other trip we have, July, we are going to Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. And we're doing a day trip up in New Hampshire and having a cruise on the Mount Washington and a luncheon, of course. And that's another wonderful, the White Mountains up there, Meredith. It's just beautiful country.
Winnipesaukee is beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. So that would be one I'd love to go on. But there are plenty of seats available for that one if people are interested.
You should take advantage of it. You know, the last time I went up with a friend, we drove the Mohawk Trail and up to Winnipesaukee, and it is just beautiful up there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's like a vacation, even though you're not too far from home.
Right, exactly. Well, a lot of people do vacation. That their summer homes are up there.
Yeah,
you know,
right around the lake.
Yes.
This friend that drove me up, his friend has right on the lake.
Yep.
Has a boat.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it is lovely.
Now, what date is that for?
Yeah, that's July 20. I want to say 4th, but yeah, July 24th. Yes.
24th day.
Yep.
You know, don't let time go by. If you contemplate something that Roberta has talked about, like a day trip, like Winnipesaukee or whatever it may be, call early, because all of a sudden you may find, like you did at Block Island, there's nothing available. So the earlier you sign up, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, definitely. Then in August, we have August 21st, we're going to Nantucket for a day.
That's beautiful.
So another great trip. So really some interesting trips for people. You know, we say if you want a vacation, spend a day with the COA. And so sign up, because we have room on both the Winnipesaukee and the Nantucket trip. We also have a trip going to Foxwoods on Tuesday, July 8th coming up. So if you're interested in that, definitely sign up. It's $24. The bus leaves at 8:30. That's always a good trip. You know, you just get away from town, you go to the casino. Even if you don't gamble, it's, you know, you can dine out there, have your lunch out, people watch. It's a nice day.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And Nantucket is something else.
Nantucket is lovely.
I've got a little story about that. I went to Nantucket to rent a bike.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing fine there for a while. And you talk about cramps. I hadn't ridden a bike in I don't know how long, and it hurt. I'll tell you.
Yeah. You got to be careful, though. The roads in Nantucket are so narrow, and then you have the people on their bikes. It could be very dangerous.
And people are riding, and I'm thinking, well, gee, I can do the same thing I used to ride a bike. Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That'll teach you. But anyway, no, Nantucket is something else. See it. That is really a vacation away from home.
Yes, definitely. And then we have something, this is in the fall, hard to believe that I'm even talking about October, but October 9th we have tickets to the afternoon show of The Lion King at the Opera House.
Oh, hey.
So if people are interested in that one, definitely now's the time to sign up for that. I have 30 tickets on order for that show, so about half are sold. So anyhow, we have a few things lined up, which is exciting.
You know, Roberta, The Lion King, people have had that on TV, but to actually see it is something else.
That's one show I have never seen.
You haven't?
Yeah.
Make it a point. It's
Yeah.
really something.
Actually, Boston has a lot of good shows coming in this summer. You know, right now I think Phantom of the Opera is playing. We were thinking about getting tickets for that, but we didn't have enough interest. But that's always I've seen it twice. I could see it again.
Oh, Phantom, you bet.
It's beautiful.
And the voices are beautiful.
Yeah.
The people that portray.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
Let's move on.
So move on. So just in terms of our programs during the summer, they all run. There are a couple of the exercise instructors, our Zumba instructor and our Exercise for Life instructor, they are taking a couple of vacation days, which will be posted in the July-August newsletter, and they'll be posted around the building. But all our programs run just normally, and so if you want to keep up with your exercise or just, you know, come in, everything's the same. Everything just keeps on going.
One question about exercising. I'll go in a moment, but walking. You still have your little walking trips?
You know, we have a walking group that's scheduled for Tuesdays at 2:30. Some days they have people, some days they don't have people. So, you know, walking is that exercise that you can do whenever you want, basically. You know, we try to have the group go out on Tuesdays, but you see this good weather and you see everybody in the mornings, afternoons, evenings, you see everybody walking. So as long as they're walking and they're moving, that's really what we care about at the center.
Well, you know, I had the opportunity, I believe it was last week, I was in Boston talking with the doctor. And now that it's summer, he said, take advantage of their exercises.
Sure.
But he said the unfortunate situation is that some people have a tendency to overdo a certain exercise. They should know the exercise. They should know by instruction what they're doing, because if they don't, you can hurt yourself. So what kind of exercises do you have going?
So we have something that's called Exercise for Life. We have advanced at 9 o'clock on Mondays and Wednesdays. We have exercise 1, which is intermediate, and then we have exercise 2 at, I think that's 10:30. So we have Mondays and Wednesdays, we have those 3 classes. And it's a total body workout. It has some aerobics, some strength training, a little bit of everything. Tuesdays and Thursdays afternoons, Mondays and Thursdays, at 12:30, we have core balance, which is really for core strengthening and obviously balance. That's the name of it. Tuesday afternoons, we have fitness camp with Brian. Great trainer, great class. We have Zumba on Thursdays at 10 o'clock. Lourdes is fabulous. If you love to dance, and you'll love Zumba. It's actually Zumba Gold, and it is geared towards the 50-plus population. And then Friday mornings we have Tai Chi at 10 o'clock with Jeannie Donnelly. And that class is just booming. It's a great class. People love Tai Chi, love the instructor. So we really have a fabulous exercise schedule.
Well, that's what the doctor was saying. You see, you have exercises at the center. They're well maintained, and so a lot of people have a tendency to overdo. Don't overdo. If you have an instructor there, just be careful, but by all means, exercise is the most important factor that you could possibly do.
Right.
Take advantage of it at the center. There's a lot of exercises. Take advantage of it. You can find that, you'll find that in the newsletter. And give Roberta a call, because it's very, very important for you. Want to move on a little bit?
Sure. A couple of the support groups that we have at the center are facilitated by Cheryl Lavallee, and they're wonderful groups. We have a low vision support group that meets the second Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m. And that's for anyone who may be experiencing any type of vision loss. The group has been together for a couple of years now. They're welcoming for new people to come in, and the amount of support, advice, ideas you get from the group is just fabulous, because you have somebody you may have somebody in the group who's legally blind, as opposed to somebody who's just starting with macular degeneration, and they can actually help. The support that the participants give one another is fabulous. So if you know of someone, or if you yourself are experiencing some vision loss, this is something you want to participate in monthly. It's very, very important and helpful.
That's very important. And you also have available for people, we'll say, that come in and hypothetically now, husband and wife, and perhaps she or he can't walk so well. You have equipment there that you can lend them.
We do.
When they're here on the vacation.
Oh, absolutely. We have in our shed, we have walkers, rollators, shower benches, commodes, canes, grippers, bed rails. We have an assortment of medical equipment that's donated to us, and we make sure it's in good condition before we put it in our shed for storage, and then it's loaned out as needed. So if a family has mom or dad, a grandparent visiting, and they need a walker for their home, or a wheelchair, or commode, whatever the case may be, you just simply call. If we have it in stock, it's yours to take with you. Just sign it out and you're good to go. So we have a great supply of medical equipment.
You want to keep that in mind.
I just want to touch on that other support group I mentioned. We had two, and the other one is the caregiver support group. And some members of that group might have their loved one in the club, but that's not a requirement. Anyone who's caring for somebody and may benefit from the support of a support group like ours is welcome to attend. So you just need to come, and that's on the last Thursday of the month at 10 o'clock. So that will be coming up this week. Again, the amount of information you get in these groups is just phenomenal, and I can't tell you how happy I am that we're able to have both the low vision and the caregiver support group. Very good.
You know, Roberta, there is so much going on at that center. Question, how about movies?
We have movies during the summer. We have them every Wednesday, either at 2 or 2:30, and that's the day, of course, of our cookout, so that's part of our activity for the Wednesday evening. And coming up this Wednesday on the 25th, we have 12 Years a Slave. We'll be playing, and that's going to start at 2 o'clock. And the movies for July and August will be out in the next newsletter, which will be mailed hopefully by the end of this week.
And one big question that I've had people ask me, bingo.
Yep, we play bingo. You can't, people make fun of bingo, but there's a lot of people who just love to play bingo.
Oh, you bet.
And I always think of it as a great activity because, and I've said this before while we do this show, that you have to hear, you have to process the number, you have to look and figure out where your number is, and it's all good as an activity for the brain. So we do play bingo, and we play that at 3:30 on Wednesdays.
3:30?
Yep, during the summer, 3:30.
Keep that in mind, because
Yep.
a lot of people are very conscious of the fact that they want to play bingo. Now, I think the last time you and I were sitting here at the anchor desk, you talked about a game called checkers.
Oh, we had a great checkers tournament in May. And actually, I'm hoping that there's going to be an article in the newspaper coming out about it. We had a great response of seniors who were playing with the five guys who put the program together. Susan Bernstein helped coordinate it with the youth and the seniors, and it actually was a very fun day. They had a great tournament. I hope we can do that again this summer.
I hope so too,
Yeah.
because no, checkers is considerably easy. I tried it once, fine. Chess, forget it.
Well, we'll get you in the checkers tournament next time. It's a lot of fun.
Time permitting, anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I just, we're getting a lot of calls from adult children who have parents that they're concerned about, and we welcome those calls, and we'll work with the adult children to help them figure out which way to go with mom or dad. So please feel free to call the center, speak with Cheryl LaValle. She's the licensed social worker, the outreach coordinator, and certainly call myself or even Susan Bernstein, the volunteer coordinator. Oftentimes, senior, a parent just needs somebody to come in and visit, and Susan can coordinate a volunteer to go in and visit a parent, or if they need help with services, you can work with Cheryl, and Cheryl can guide you and give you the information to put services in place for mom and dad. So we welcome those calls from family members if they're concerned about their mom and dad.
How about the buses?
The buses are great, actually. Just the other day, we had a training on wheelchair and safety securement, and it was a great program for us. We have 3 vehicles, as people know. We bought the third one about 4 months ago, and have recently had it retrofitted to make some of the chairs more comfortable for people. So we have a great transportation service. Bill Party does a fabulous job. And we get people to the center. We get them to grocery shopping, to trips. He just took the quilters to the Museum of Fine Arts last Monday, so they could see the quilt exhibit. So it's great. The transportation is out there for people if you need it.
One question.
Yep.
How about the 100 mark? Have you got to the 100 mark?
Well,
yet?
definitely last Wednesday we did. We had 104. And interesting, our daily participation is between 80 and 90. And Fridays we bring in about 55. That's our half day on Friday. So we're getting closer. I've been striving for this for a few years now, but we're getting there.
So you see, at the center, there is so much. Roberta has put together an awful lot. She has a good staff.
Great staff.
And a great staff. And the most important factor, the newsletter. I've said this over and over and over. Information abounds. Roberta, as co-host, and myself, we can only do about a half hour. And that covers a very minute area of that newsletter. Take advantage of it. Subscribe to it. You don't have to worry about, well, I have to go here, or I have to go there. And what is your Roberta, how does that work now? Still 5?
Yep, still 5. Been 5 forever. Probably always will be 5. But yeah, just come in, fill out a newsletter request form, $5 donation, and put you on the label list, and you'll be good to go.
And then when you're at home, you look at the newsletter, you can highlight whatever and
Yeah.
Pick up that phone, call the center.
A lot of people tell me that they put the center page, the calendar, they put that right on their refrigerator so they can see, you know, that it's first a calendar, Monday through Friday calendar, and they can see exactly what's happening every day.
See how important that is? Well, the old clock on the wall as usual. What do you like to say before we close?
I just want to thank everybody for supporting the center and participating there. And it's a great place, and I hope that, you know, if you haven't been there, certainly stop in.
They should. Once again, Roberta, thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
So, on behalf of my co-host, which is Roberta Lynch and myself, we've given you just a small smidgen amount of what's going on. Take advantage of the center. It's a very important place. And you know one thing? It's just for you. This is Jack Peterson wishing you and yours the very best. Good night.
This program was made possible through the generous support of your Medfield friends and neighbors, folks just like you. And thanks for watching.